Welcome back to another episode of the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast, the place where poetry meets conversation. I'm your host, Terrence P. Elmore, and before we get into today's topic, make sure you hit that plus sign so you don't miss an episode. Also, please subscribe to my blog, thebrownsugarcafe.blog, and if you find any value in this episode or any other episodes, make sure you leave a heartfelt review. So with that being said, let's get to it. What's up, everybody? First, I want to thank all of my listeners and subscribers. If this is your first time tuning in, I want to thank you for tuning in. I'm getting a lot of feedback about this podcast. I'm glad you all are enjoying it. I just wanted to drop in and encourage everyone to check on somebody. It's the holiday season. We just finished up Thanksgiving. And for a lot of people, Thanksgiving was a little challenging because it was different, just like last year was. And so I wanted to encourage us to check on somebody, check on a few people, check on some friends and family members that you probably casually check on. A lot of us, when we're asked if we're doing okay, we'll say that we're doing okay. It's just casual, kind of rolls off the tongue. But I want us to be more intentional about asking people if they're okay. I want us to actually dive in and ask them, are you really doing okay? And if there's anything that I can help you with, because a lot of people are dealing with things that we'll never know about. And it's not because they don't want to share, it's because no one's ever taken the time to ask them. And also, is saying that I know a lot of times we try to help people and do things that we think would help them, or, we use our own personal experiences and say, well, if this was me, I would like X, Y, and Z. I want to encourage you not to do that to people. If you want to help somebody, help them, find out is what way you can help them in the way that they need, not the way that you think. Because it's nothing worse than going through things in your mind and in your life and having like difficulties and struggles, and then someone does something for you that you didn't ask for, you really wouldn't appreciate anyhow, and then they get an attitude with you or get upset with you because you didn't like what they did for you, but that's not what you needed. And so now you have that added to your stress and things you're challenged with in your life. So I also wanted to point that out. Not only check on your friends and family, but check on your coworkers as well. Make sure that they're good. They could have some things going on personally that we know nothing about, and we won't know until we actually talk to them and ask them. If you're the person on the end of needing someone to talk to, find somebody to talk to. Find somebody that you trust, someone who understands and respects confidentiality, someone who you know will tell you what you need to hear. Don't look for people who are just going to sugarcoat and tell you what you want to hear, but someone that's going to tell you what you need to hear, and from a place of love, not a place of judgment, not a place of trying to make you feel bad, but someone who will actually tell you what you need to hear to get you out of that situation and push you forward. And another thing, check on your strong friends. If you have people who pour into you all the time and you think they're always doing so great and have never have a bad day, check on those people. I want us this holiday season to be more intentional. I want us to ask questions with intentionality. When you ask someone how they're doing, I want you to follow up and make sure that they're doing okay. I want us to just be intentional with the things that we're doing, not just during the holiday season, but I want this to be like a trend. I want all of us, myself included, to get into a routine of checking on people, making sure they're okay. I want us to get into a practice. If you can do it daily, that's fine. If you can do it weekly, that's cool. Monthly, something like that. But some sort of practice where we're checking on people, making sure that they're actually okay, and letting them know if it's anything that we can do, that we're there for them. Make sure that your strong friends are okay. If you don't know where to get anybody for the holidays that doesn't cost you anything or much, how about give that person a call or send a text message to let them know that you were thinking about them and they were on your mind? That would mean the world to somebody who's always used to being the person that checks on everybody else. Because those people who we deem the strong friends, they have stuff going on in their lives too. They have things that they deal with, they have challenges that they deal with. Some of them haven't even had a chance to stop and process their own feelings because they're so used to putting out everyone else's fires, so used to being there for everybody else, so used to being the shoulder to cry on, the person that someone calls when they need to vent or when they need advice. So I want I challenge you to offer that to them, especially if you're a person who all year long you've been getting help and advice from people and they've been pouring into you, they've been uplifting you, they've been encouraging you. You have something in you that they've helped you bring out. So I want you to take that and give it back to them. You may not feel like you have anything to offer them, but you do. That's the thing about it is like we put people in different categories, but we're all trying to figure this thing out called life. We're all trying to figure it out. We're all making mistakes along the way, figuring things out. Just reaching out to that person, you may need the person that they need to hear from that day. You may have something that they need to hear. You may even repeat something that they told you, and it's exactly the thing that they need to hear, but you won't know unless you reach out to that person. So please reach out to the person that you deem the strong friend, the person that's always there for you. Reach out to that person. See if you can give them some advice, some encouragement. See if you can help them with anything. And if you're listening to this and the holiday season is a trying time for you, a challenging time for you, I want to encourage you to hold on. I want to encourage you to stick in there. I want to encourage you to find a way of healing. I want to encourage you to talk to someone. If you don't have anyone reaching out to you, it may help you to reach out to someone else that you can talk to. It may help you to just get it out. Sometimes things are affecting us and bothering us because we've been keeping it inside and we've been bottling it in, and we have to let it out. Maybe writing is your way of letting it out. Maybe get a journal or even a piece of paper and just write down your thoughts. Maybe talking to someone will help you, whether it's a friend you can trust or a professional. Maybe finding a new book to read, something motivational, something inspirational. Maybe that's what you need. But find some sort of outlet, find some way to heal and move forward. So make sure you check on your friends, your family, your coworkers, maybe even someone you're passing in the store, your neighbors. Ask them how they're doing. If you see someone who may need your help, offer your help to them, but don't force it on them. Again, just make sure that you're giving them the help that they need and not the help that you think they need. And just take the time to be kind. It's a holiday season. Be kind to people. Spread some love, spread some joy. Love on yourself. That's something else that we don't do enough of. A lot of us don't love on ourselves enough. Love on yourself and remind yourself of how important you are. Have a safe holiday. Take care. But before I go, I want to leave you with this poem called Looking for Joy. It's a poem that I wrote last year, and I received a lot of feedback on this poem. A lot of people said that it helped them, it was what they needed at the time. So I figured it was perfect for this topic and the message. So without further ado, I went looking for joy because happiness wasn't enough. Don't get me wrong, happiness is good, but sometimes it will pass you on the street without so much as a hello. Happiness is an opportunist, unwilling to stay when the times get tough. It only shows up to show sadness who's in control. What about the times when sadness isn't the issue, but motivation is? Happiness is that quick fix when veins streaming from our hearts are craving something to make us feel good or take the edge off. When I went looking for joy, I realized that happiness had always known the way. Sometimes passing us by was in hopes that we'll turn around and follow it to joy. Happiness is an altruist that looks for opportunities to bring us closer to joy, but we often miss what's right in front of us. Happiness is the pieces of wholeness that only joy can bring. I went looking for joy and I realized that joy is a settling assurance that everything is going to be okay. I went looking for joy and I realized that joy is deep rooted happiness. I went looking for joy, and I discovered that when I embrace happiness, I find joy, and nothing can take that away. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Terrence P. Elmore, and this is the place where poetry meets conversation. Hit that follow button and turn on your notifications so you won't miss an episode. Check out my blog, thebrownsugarcafe.blog. Also connect with me on Instagram at thebrownsugarcafe. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, remember, keep pushing forward.